Good morning everyone. Today we are learning about the topic combustion. So here in chemistry, what do you understand about combustion? Can anyone say? Combustion is simply when any substance reacts with oxygen and it gives off the heat and the light, then we can call that reaction is combustion. Right now we will give you a live example that how can you understand a combustion is happening. Suppose here we have a matchstick box. We all know that in matchstick box what we have, this side we have red phosphorus and in that matchstick also we have in the red phosphorus at the top of the head, as you can see. Now when we put it together, there is a friction and in that friction we generate the light and the heat here. So first of all, while we are turning on the light, then we can see that here the candles are burning, right? What is happening here? How these candles are burning here? How this light is coming? Where is the oxygen? It's all around us. Oxygen is right now present all around us. As you can see, it is a triangle of combustion. Means we can also call it fuel tetrahedron. For combustion, we need three things very importantly. One is our oxygen, which is present all around us. That's why the candles are also burning. Secondly, we need heat. Obviously, this candle wax and the wick are producing the heat. That's why we can, when we touch it near it, it's warm. It's hot, right? And also, the fuel is acting as by the candle wick. Also you can see in the candle wick there is a black part which we also call combustion, also called unburned carbon. Let's see that what combustion actually need. Combustion actually need three things. One is fuel, means the proper fuel that helps to burn. We can see the combustible substance. And next we have heat, proper temperature. Heat in the sense we need a proper temperature. Now this same candle, if I try to burn it at the temperature of minus 10 degree, maybe it would be hard for us, correct? So here in this classroom we are getting the proper heat and the proper temperature. That's why the candles still are burning, correct? So heat means we need ignition temperature. Okay, next one, what we need, the most importantly, oxygen. Without oxygen, this combustible substance or the combustible process will never be happen, correct? Now we understand the needs of the combustible substances or the process of combustion. Now the point is, what are the things which help to reduce the combustion? Suppose when there is a fire, when there is a fire broke out, how can we reduce that, or what is the three main important things which need to low down the fire? Can you tell? The three things are very opposite of it. What are those? Let's check out. First thing, instead of fuel we need non-combustible substances, right? Means presence of non-combustible substances. Next we need, here is the heat, we need very low ignition temperature. No, we are wrong. Low ignition temperature means the fire can burn quickly. High ignition temperature means the fire cannot burn quickly. Means here let you give an example. Let's see the example. I have 2 cups. Okay, I have 2 cups and in the one cup I have water and one cup is empty. One cup have water, another one is empty. Now these 2 cups are combustible substance. They have very different ignition temperature. Means one have very high ignition temperature, one have very low ignition temperature. In the sense, one can burn very quickly, one will not. Let's check it out. Here first, our empty cup. Okay. Now what we can see here, the empty cup already start burning and it already burned. As we can see it's already burned. Now let's check it out about the second one. Put some water. Now the second one, where water is there. Let's check it out. At the same time, same temperature. Is it burning? Is it burning quickly like the previous one? Still that is burning because it's getting the oxygen. Is it burning?
No.
No. Why? Here is the ignition temperature works. How? Because here it is not getting the same ignition temperature like this. Means the water is absorbing the heat and making the high ignition temperature for the cup with water. But the cup which is without any water, that have very low ignition temperature. That's why it very burn quickly. So here to stop combustion, we understand that we need high ignition temperature substances. Okay. Next comes oxygen. Now who can reduce oxygen? Can you tell me? Instead of oxygen, when we have to stop our combustion process, we need carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide can reduce the combustion process. That's why in the red cylinders that we see in the fire station or the school or any buildings in emergency, that gives us the oxygen, carbon dioxide present in that in a compressed manner. Now we understand these things, all of this. Now I am going to tell you, combustion is not a single type of process. Means combustion have 4 types. What are the 4 types of combustion? Is right now what you see. What you see here, the candle stop burning. Can I quickly burn the candle? Let's see again. Yes. But this the same thing happen in wood also. A log of wood if I bring, will this the same quick combustion will happen? No. Why? Here comes the difference. Let's check it out. Sure. Okay. Now, combustion and its types. How many types of combustions are there? We know mostly 4 types of combustions are present. Okay. First type is what we have shown you here. Means very rapid combustion, where actually the substance can burn very quickly. Rapid combustion, where the substance have very low ignition temperature and they burn so quickly and gives off our combustible substances, a very quick process. Next comes our next is explosive combustion. Explosive combustion means which always gives off a lot of heat, sound and light. As we know that combustion is giving us heat and light, but what the makes difference in the rapid and the explosive combustion is explosive combustion can be identified by the sound of it. Can you give me an example? It's a firecracker, right? When you see the firecrackers, what they give first? Sound. It is the one of the major role play of the explosive combustion. Any nuclear bombs, anything gives off the sound. This is the explosive combustion. Quick firing and also with very loud noise, heat and the light. Next comes our spontaneous combustion. What is spontaneous combustion? Which does not need an external heat. Suppose here we turn on the candles, right? But in spontaneous combustion, if I give you an example, you will understand what is about the spontaneous combustion. Suppose in the forest, we see sometimes fire broke out. What do you think? Someone go and give the fire in the forest? No, right? The forest itself starts burning. Why they start burning? Because of the spontaneous combustion. They are actually in between a lot of heat and a lot of nuclear emission in between the trees. The nuclear reaction happens and then only the fire break out in the forest. So it means slowly the process goes on, but without any external need of heat or any light. Understood? Here we actually put this light and then only give the candle turn on. But in spontaneous combustion, it does not need any of the external heat or external combustible substances to burn the fire. It all happened in very nuclear way, in a very chemical way. And another example I can give you, maybe you can hear some news that in firecracker factories the fire broke out, right? Why this happens? Because the phosphorus is such a substance that can be burned in the room temperature also. That's why in the fire factory, if the whole condition is not cooled down, the phosphorus can burn itself by doing a nuclear emission and also by a chemical reaction. And here is our last combustion, that is called slow combustion. Slow combustion means that burns very slowly and also it lows down very slowly. So here we today get to know about combustible substances, the importance of combustion and also types of combustion. Not only that, we also saw the experiment where how ignition temperature works a big role in the combustible substance. And obviously we have to be careful when we are doing any of the experiment. And thank you for your understanding. If you understand this part and also you waited for this whole session, thank you for your bye.